Hey, gang. This lady hippie at the bar. I managed to take a Sunday off. Yes, I know you miss me. Y'all are cool. I've done been running around town and all that this morning. It's like swimming in the air. It's beyond human out there, folks. My hair was wet after I unloaded the car. Well, mind you, I spent $150. So everybody knows, yeah, that fit in the glove compartment. So, okay. It's my attempt at humor this morning. So, what else am I doing? Yeah, oh yeah, you guys. I'd say I'm kidding, but maybe not. Entertainment purposes only, folks. Gotta remember that shit. So that's it. Like, share, subscribe, tickle the bell. Takes 2 seconds. Come on, it makes me happy. Everybody wants to keep me happy. I don't stay in the corner really well. Mm, I love my coffee some days. Whoops, forgot my bar stuff there. It's terrible to be at the bar with coffee. I don't usually do that. It's kind of, yeah, well, it's Irish coffee, so it's kind of comes up. So even my glasses still seem to be fogging up, guys. But I'm like punch drunk at this point. I'm like, I'm reverberating. So I saw a few things over the weekend, but I was really busy. There's like an inch thick of dust everywhere and dirt and whatever the hell else comes in this house. And I hate that. I don't go barefoot. When I was a child, my adoptive father was, oh, you had to have shoes on, outside, inside, whatever. You know, I always made sure we had, shoes for nighttime. So I mean, so your kids and you're running around with water because it's like 120, and you step on a board with a nail, like, yeah, went right through the foot. Luckily, it missed major arteries and bones. And it's like the first place you could stick a nail file, whatever you want to call it. It's what big is it? It was just big, and I was little. I was like 11. I was still little. I'm still little now. Don't say it. So yeah, and of course I was carried inside where the girl who carried me said I was my cousin Tammy, and she just got me onto the couch and reached down and just jerked that thing out of my foot. Yeah, got any mercurochrome? That's what they did. Lamped it a little bit. Good to go. I went back outside and played. I got just as wet as I had before that. I had changed pants back up. It was just hot out there. Kids didn't stay in the house when you had company. Kids were outside. You'd look at them like, for real? We're doing the outside thing again today. There's like 5 feet of snow already. Really? I'm only 4'7". So you're out on the front porch and it's got snow up to like 2.5 feet. So you're good. Jump from there into snowdrift. It was always fun in the winter. The summer was unbearable. We did not have AC. My best friend's house did, so we were always hanging out there. And believe it or not, like the '70s show, we were in her basement, had a pool table. They missed that on the '70s show. We had the pool table, and couches and a few chairs down there. So all of us hung out down there, just like on the '70s show. It was so unreal. I didn't drink, smoke, I didn't do any of that stuff because I already knew I was going active duty. And so they snuck. Your friends are fun. My first time that I got drunk, they slipped me Boone's Farm grape and told me it was a soda pop. That's what we called them, soda pops. Well, you didn't get soda pops often when you were poor. We were poor, so we had watered milk, as you call it that, as powdered milk. Ew. So you don't go with that if you can avoid it. Everything had that. You were lucky if you had a piece of toast or oatmeal. We were that poor. So yeah, and it was always, you could smell them cooking breakfast over there. I was like, quit. But they have the big freezer down there, like we have outside, upright one. And you could get popsicles. They kept it stocked with popsicles. Her mom retired from Kmart. Luckily, it was about a decade before they crashed. So she was a hardworking woman, and so was uh, Bill, her father, he was awfully good to me. It was Bill and Nanette is what they asked us to call them, which was their name. So they were really cool. Pretty much like the '70s show kind of nailed that, really did. Because, kids get to go, and yeah, some of them smoked, some didn't, some smoked cigarettes, some didn't, some got drunk, some didn't. So, but you still had a lot of fun. You didn't have to have all that. Some of them did, like I said, it was just accepted in our day. And we old hippies, it was accepted. They call us baby boomers. I keep hippie, thank you very much. It's just something about baby boomers I don't cotton to. So I've been in the South a long time. So yes, I've been running around. I missed a day. Um, I picked up 150 worth of groceries, and they did fit in the glove compartment again. Or my big ass purse. If any spill over, throw them in the purse. So I got all that done. I got the house straightened up. The reason I brought up the nail board story is, I don't, after that, I do not go barefoot. I always have high shoes, whatever. Usually moccasins because I can go back and forth, in and out. And yeah, there's times when I get crazy and I run off into the kitchen from the master bedroom or wherever, and I forget my shoes, and I'll know immediately because it makes me mad enough to start sweeping and mopping on the spot. I hate dirt under my feet unless it's outside. So it's kind of a test I think I do unconsciously, just run through the house. Yeah, it's dirty. I did last night, and I was like, yeah, it's going to make it. And I got it this morning, fed all the kittens inside and outside, and yeah, I was like, damn. Wasn't 24 hours even. I worked 12 hours on the house yesterday. This is why housewives go, isn't it? It's like, I just sit there. How did it stay so clean when I worked? How did I ever get it clean when I worked? That was the other question I had. I haven't a clue. So, yes, I did see the Israel and the Palestinian side, both sides I don't know how you put it, introduced saying content, I'll put it there, introduced content on the war. Now, there was some footage, said some speech about 2021, and that's not when the attack happened. It happened in 2023. So, and yet they were showing buildings blowing up in Gaza, and I was like, I saw those buildings come down, but it wasn't in 2021. It was in 2023, 2 years later. So I got a little curious on that one, and I never did solve the matter. Um, it didn't make sense, so I had to go with it. There's too much going on in the world right now. I left my little cigar in there. I'm going to do my other little cigar. This is what I like about them. They go out. I usually have them in one of my cigarette cases just in case. Like my son came by uh, Saturday, and he can't really stay long and all that. He's got all the things he's got to do, and he works. But he and his wife work like we did, 70, 80 hours a week. They don't get any time for sleep. Hmm. I forget why he came by. I think he was just doing some shopping. But he was sweet enough. He's mad because I smoked these little cigars. And while he was here, I used to roll my own. And I don't mean that facetiously. I mean, it was like a saying, when you buy the tubes and, all that, and you put it in a machine and you fill it yourself. And it's like one third the cost of, buying a carton. My husband used to smoke heavy, used to get at least 3 cartons a month, and we smoked the same brand. So, yeah, we were heavy smokers. And then it was, you can't smoke. My husband quit first. And he's really a good guy because he allows me to have my little cigarillos, is what I call them. I had gotten into these in Europe. I can't tell you, I don't know what the brands they were or any of that. We always call them those cigars or cigarillos. And so, yeah, and I hadn't had them for a long time. And one of our guests had these. And I was like, oh, God, I need one of those. These are only 5, I think it's 5 in a pack. Yeah, real expensive. And my husband indulges me in that matter. Not a lot. And I don't, I mean, I made it a conditional for me not to buy any myself. Let my husband get them because otherwise I would be doing more smoking than I probably should be getting away with. So my son's a little iffed about that. So he jumped out of the car, gave me a hug, gave me a cigarette, kissed me on the cheek, said, I gotta go, kind of thing. Yeah, he's stuck there. Be 45 this year. My son is 45. No, my grandson's 25. Already turned 25. I haven't turned my age yet. We're talking, what, 43 or 4 now? I forget which one we're using. Just throw it in the comments. I can't resist. So yeah, I'm all here. My Savannah cup. I love the souvenir I picked up. I went with my daughter-in-law. We had a great time. It's just her and I overnight for the weekend. It was grand. It was awesome. I must have taken 400 photos. I still have them everywhere. Luckily, when my laptop crashed, I mean, it had the, I screw you screen come up. And it had been updating. It'd been like 12 hours. And I'm like, oh, this is so screwed up. And then it showed the death screen. I was like, okay, I'm screwed. My husband had a brand new Chromebook delivered in less than 12 hours to the door. So I continued what I was doing because I was upset that I used it to go on the air and do my little wee podcast here. No, I do not make money. This is why I get away with talking about everything. I'm sure maybe if I get a little further down the line, I might consider doing that. It wouldn't hurt to make money. It never hurts to make. I'm sorry. I always have this little crown thing on because the earphones bug the shit out of me, and you see the position behind it, which keeps them from going either back down my head or in the front of my head, or the earphones are down here. I don't know who they build this shit for because it's got one setting, and you have to make do. My husband ran around Walmart with 2 people trying to find these things. So I love this. I've been broadcasting now for 7 months, or this is the 7th month, then I should say. And I've enjoyed it. And they also say that your first few shows, you're not going to like them. So I think they said 10 shows, and they were absolutely right. When I look back, I'm like, oh my God, I'm way down here. I don't think I was very comfortable with speaking at that time. A lot of people that I wanted to interview are hesitant because they don't like the word hippie. It seems to connotate them as drug addicts, that's what they're afraid of. And I can't say I'm blaming them, I'm still the damn hippie. I'm not changing that shit. And I am a drug addict. I have 13 medicines the VA prescribes for me every month. So I guess you could call that a drug addict. No, there's nothing good in there, babies. Although the VA did finally approve cannabis as a side kick there. I don't know how much or anything. I just know they passed it. And I know that I have relatives and friends, and that it's mailed to them by Cheech and Chong or whoever. And they'll literally Cheech and Chong have one. I think it's gummy bears. Even I tried a couple of gummy bears. I can't remember how long ago. It was a long time ago, but I mean, they're really easily gotten. I can have them delivered to my door. I've seen family and friends have them delivered to the door, and they're really happy after that. I'm thinking about that. I think the reason I can't say that I do is because the same as other people, they don't want them to be associated as a drug addict. And I'm sorry to see that that's occurring. This is social Woodstock. This is what I call it. Social is like jump in, live chats on. If you see me later, hit the like, dislike. I don't really give a shit. If you don't like it, come talk to me. Tell me why. Hell, if you do like it, come talk to me. It's about everything. It's about ghosts. It's about crooked politicians, crooked judges. I live in Georgia. It says no. I live in Georgia. I'm like this after I go out public. George Carlin is one of my heroes. So is Cat Williams. I adore that guy. Funny as hell. Doesn't have to swear or nothing. He's just freaking funny. Me, I swear a lot. Everybody says, you swear too much. Oh, shoot. Life's pissing me off. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm wondering which Biden they're trotting out this week. It doesn't seem to look anything like the Biden. I mean, yeah, he's old. He's like 80, 81, turned 81. I'm not sure who thought that was a good idea. If I'm 65 coming up, don't say it. Don't tell nobody. Oh, 43, 40, remember? Yeah, that's it. And I'm tired going to the grocery store and back. And that's with my husband here to help me unload everything and put stuff away. And literally $150 you can carry in and two trips just on one person. It's just, it's it's criminal. I was I was laughing with one of the cashiers. I forgot bread, so I stopped at Food Line on my way home from Walmart. You can't make that shit up. And so she says, "How's the podcast going? And were you coming on?" No. How do you get it? How do you speak up there? They've seen it, and liked it or whatever. And I'm like, it's even worse than you think because I'm actually looking at this little tiny screen that has me in it only. So I'm not only speaking to possibly millions of folk, although I haven't yet seen them come by. Yeah, yeah. Again, I'm not making no money here, but I'll go places like Walmart or Food Lion. Today I hit both. I didn't hit the dollar store, but I meant to. Forgot. I go into rooms sometimes. What I was going to get, I don't know what the hell I was going to have to go back and. Oh yeah, it was that 3 or 4 times. Oh yeah. I would start carrying a post-it pad and just sticking it out. You're going over here for this. So how in the hell do they think a guy who's been in D.C. and politics, I mean serving as a politician for nearly 50 years, how is that going to turn out right? Who the hell gets up in their 70s and says, I'm going to be president? It's like, here's your sign. But, and who in their right mind decides that their vote doesn't count? They can Google it. The president is not elected by the people. The president is elected by the Electoral College. Senators and congressmen are, of course, duly elected by the people, governors and so forth. But for some reason, it seems that they said there was more people in one state than another. It happens. So they had to invent the Electoral College. And then they have delegates who vote for you well before you vote for yourself. So just how in bloody blue blazes are they voting for you? And why the hell are you trotting out there 5 months later or whatever, putting in a vote? You know it don't count. It just don't, it doesn't count. I was in my beauty parlor, and this young gentleman I was talking to another lady about it. We both knew about the Electoral College. A lot of people still do not even know when it was formed. So, yeah, I don't think they would know here in Georgia. And Georgia said, well, they've been up in the news for corruption, and, well, they're all crooked. So, how many in that swamp up there are crooked and have been there like Mr. Biden? Nearly 50 years already, ain't done a damn thing. I just don't know how people are. Oh, yeah, he's the guy. We're going to put him back in there. He's going to get something. And to visibly watch at least 6 million people come through and settle in the United States and are put in hotels. Our homeless veterans are not even acknowledged, but they got to take care of people who are, whoever they say they are, because they don't need ID. I got to have ID to get through freaking Sam's Club. I mean, literally, coming in the door, you got to have your card. Okay, you can come in. And you have to show it again when you go, but not to vote. And I don't know about y'all, but I wasn't real happy with them spending my taxpayer money on hotels. Everybody seems to be too scared to say that. I'm person bring the Blackhawks on board. They know I'm not a threat. None of y'all is a threat. Stop being afraid to come out and say what you freaking think. No, we're not taking our country back. There's no way of doing that. That ship sailed, babies. That ship sailed a long time ago, last century. Yeah. Look up when the Electoral College, what it is, when it was formed, and what it's supposed to be doing, and then go out and vote. I dare you. I just watch you guys and laugh. I'm a bitch. I'm sorry. This thing cracks me up. See, I smoked more of that, so I had to be quiet on the mum side. That's all I'm probably going to get today. Mm. So, yeah, there's that. It's kind of what I think about what's going on. There are no news agencies or news channels, they're all political channels. If you could sit through 2 minutes of that shit, I need to meet you because I can't even watch the clip. It's a minute 3. I do look at certain things, not very many. I'm in one of those moods this morning. Yeah. So I'm back home. I'm back with you guys. I know you missed me. Oh my guys. Love you guys. Love the newbies. Bring it in. I'm one of those who loves to debate. As you can tell, I'm talking to myself and I'm disagreeing. So I'm fighting that too. It's like I say, it's criminal what they're charging us for food nowadays. Since the pandemic, things have tripled in price, and that's just the food. And we won't talk about taxes. And I always mention the second death tax. I like it. The second death. You dead. You dead. They still charging your ass. You're homeless, but you're a veteran. What is wrong with this country? Everything. And I'm not one of these people who go, okay, I'm going to stick my head in the sand. No, I'm up here telling you guys that shit ain't right. Y'all know it ain't freaking right. You know, like riddle me that, baby. What? Every day, if I do, I listen to in the background, especially when I'm cleaning. If I'm not listening to music, which generally I am, I like to dance around the house. Just saying. So, yeah, I like to watch the news from India. There's a German channel, and there's the IDF channel, and I'll watch this because it's not politics. It's a volcano blew, and at Mount Etna blew in Sicily. That's Italy, folks. I mean, it blew big time, blew big time, and I'm thinking Sicily is still there. They had an earthquake when. Okay, what about this country over here? It's traffic I don't like. The volcano's going off again. Yeah, time to go. Oh yeah, Iceland same way when they're swimming and ballistic. One time they actually used the sea to cool it down until it stopped erupting. I was like, oh my god. Personally, in my mind, I was thinking, okay, it can't erupt there. It's gonna go to the side. So yeah, they came through okay, but it was a real mess for a long time. Etna's a real mess. I mean, I don't know about the rest of you, but I've seen the increase of volcanoes and hurricanes and tornadoes and just everything. Just everything. They said our forecast yesterday was just 110 feels like and sunshine. It rained all day. It stormed early in the evening all the way through the night last night. I couldn't even find it on their radars. And they're so wanting everybody's money. I used to love the National Weather Channel, in particular for those stats. Well, they figured out people are doing that themselves. They're just pulling up their phone or whatever, and they're looking at your radio that you've got, looking at the Doppler, and we can read that. We don't need you to tell us. We never did. But there's a whole lot of money in getting up there and being a weather person. And I mean, in particular, the National Weather Service channel was everybody was supposed to pay them X amount of money per month through either satellite or cable. I was like, what? It's not free, and they have all those ads, and I'm like, what? And you just when they I first started doing that was like 20 years ago. Well, no, it was even 30 years ago. And now suddenly, like I said, you really can't see it. it'll give you like a half hour of what it is, but the map is over the city you're looking for the weather to. And I used to be a chaser myself many, many, many moons ago. And that's why I said, I mean, even I've been in a hailstorm that took out the front windshield, and you're driving because you can't get off. So you're now down to 25, 30 miles an hour. That's still amount of speed. Then this thing hits your windshield and it's actually multiplying what it, of course, it's hitting it with. And I had a friend with me, a little screamer. You're not dead. But we had to shelter and barely made that. Like I said, the windshield was gone. And I actually, back in those days, you could push it and it would go over. But nowadays, with the different type of windows or windshields, uh, you might not be able to do that. I've actually had a hood come up out and literally slam and take out the entire windshield. You couldn't see anything. You had to look down. And it's in traffic at 70 miles an hour when that happened, and nobody stopped. I finally got off to the shoulder and was able to stop. And finally, I was able to get the the hood closed back over the car, and then managed to get to my exit and go home at 20, 30 miles an hour with your teeth gritted because you're not wanting that thing to fly up again because it blocks the windshield. But no, but there was no good Samaritans out there that day. And bless my husband, I called him, and when he was working, I called him. And I waited till I got home because I thought, well, I don't want to tell him one thing. They would say, okay, I got to go home, and interrupt him twice. So I got home, and I let him know what was going on. He sent somebody to have the windscreen repaired, windshield. I use both, and one's from Europe. They say windscreen most of the time. Or it could be actually Canada. I have a, yeah. They had that done, and it was a Honda, and I love Hondas. That was my third one, or maybe the fourth Honda he's given me. He always gives me the pink slip, is what I call it, but he gives me the title. It's already paid for. And the next day, he had me in another car. He had license, insurance, tags, everything done. The other one repaired and sold. I think it was within 48 hours. So, and like I said, he got me my Chromebook, the next day, a few hours later, so I could keep doing this and torturing people. He's a good guy, he really is, and he always says, they at work they called him MacGyver. They think they should because he does everything. Painting our house, taking everything, putting it in the pod, then painting everything, wood floors, all that stuff. I mean, it was amazing because all of it he did by himself. The new china cabinet, nobody came to help him. The new big bar, I don't even remember how we got that in here. It was just him and I. Huge mirror on the other, that goes to the bar. This was our huge furniture, very big furniture to condense what was in the house and open up the whole area. And you can pretty much see. I haven't painted the door yet. I need to paint the door. I keep getting too busy to paint the door, but it's all open now. It may not look like much, but it's a lot more open than it used to be, because this area was the dining room, and we had a 6-seater, which we've kept because my husband made that himself, did it himself. Tile tops, it's so beautiful, but we just didn't use it because we didn't have company in that. And I think the bar's helping bring in more people. But today, guys, I wasn't going to stay up here very long. We haven't even had brunch, and so I wanted to get through with everything this morning and relax. My husband's not feeling well today, and I'm feeling like I've been like beat. So, as I said, I'm not quite 65, and I wouldn't run for shit. I like being at home for various reasons, but mainly because I can sit down with a book or watch a movie or do what I want and clean later. And my whole life is spent working and cleaning and working and cleaning. So it was a double job. And a lot of us do that. So, I mean, pretty much anyone who has kids, they know what I mean. Even if you don't, the first 30 years of yourself in the workforce, you're looking, I have how far to go? 15, no, 18 years. Okay. So yeah, I'm enjoying retirement when I didn't think I would, and I do. But I see my half hour's coming up, guys. So hit me up, share, like I said, dislike if you want to. Come on up here and put a comment in. I really do have to go. Diddle bit.